Welcome back. Now that 2018 is about a week or so in the rearview, yeah, I already like 2019 more than I did the year before. But though this has been a pretty dismal 12 months in the pop scene, honestly, filling out the best list was a lot easier than the worst list. I find that's true a lot of the time. The best list is the stuff that actually mattered to me, as opposed to this year's worst list where it felt like nothing on it really mattered or was worth thinking about much. And it's especially easy to make the best list this year for one reason. All 10 entries are Bitch, I'm a Cow.
Bitch, I'm a cow. Bitch, I'm a cow. I'm not a cat. I don't say meow. Bitch.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. That was from 2018? I know, right? Man, that year lasted for fucking ever. But being serious, I do feel more optimistic about 2019 than the year previous. I feel like mainstream music is starting to pick up again. But then again, maybe I was down on the year because I expect all the big pop smashes to be released in the summer, and it seems like winter is where things are really happening lately. Maybe music is going to be more like movies, where all the good shit gets saved until Oscar season and they dump everything good in December. I can work with that. Get ready for winter jams and voting on which is the song of the winter from now on. Okay, enough build up. Let's get to it. We're counting down the top 10 best hit songs of 2018. Number 10. So here's how the year in music started.
24 Karat Magic, Bruno Mars.
And it didn't seem to go over that well. Yeah, we enter fraught times for Bruno Mars. After the Grammy win, I saw the anti-Bruno backlash begin in earnest, and I find that extremely disappointing but not surprising. Bruno's been living in the music of his childhood for a while, but his entire vibe has always been from even earlier, like the Rat Pack, pre-rock and roll era of showbiz. And that's made people suddenly see him as this like cheesy Vegas lounge act. And though I love the man, I begrudgingly see their point. The world now feels a billion miles away from Uptown Funk. Are we really just gonna retreat into the music of a happier era? What use does that kind of music have in this day and age? What relevance? This shit just isn't cool anymore. Well, fuck it. I never pretended to be cool. Fine. Maybe Bruno Mars is coasting off of Hollow Pastiche. It still sounds great. And great news, he has in fact finally reached the 90s. Although I guess New Jack Swing also already existed by the late 80s, but the In Living Color video firmly puts the song in 1990 at the earliest. Can I say, I'm really glad it exists, because out of the entire 90s nostalgia craze, we didn't actually get any music that sounded like the 90s. We got a couple name drops, but the actual music just stuck in the 80s forever. And I think we've already jumped to the 2000s. Even the Backstreet Boys comeback didn't sound like the 90s. What a waste. So thank God that Bruno is keeping the dream of the 90s alive. That said, I'm not sure this would have made the list if not for Cardi B.
Drop top Porsche, rollie on my wrist, diamonds up and down my chain.
No matter what the genre, Bruno always sounds like Bruno. He doesn't change the way he sings. He just doesn't sound like Belle Biv DeVoe or anything like that. But Cardi B slots into the early 90s so perfectly.
Like, hey, hit the Lil Jon, okay.
Even with the Lil Jon reference, she sounded so 90s. She is Left Eye Lopez reincarnated, I swear.
Yeah, we got it going on, got it going on. Don't it feel so good to be us? Yeah,
In fact, Cardi was basically the last guest rapper who could actually do anything for a pop song anymore. Not that she always used that power for good. She's like the Pitbull of 2018, only good this time. And if she had had more of the song, it would be a lot higher on the list. Meanwhile, Bruno seems to be reacting by trying to rebuild his cred. He's collaborating with Gucci Mane of all things. Actually, it came out pretty well. But I hope we never lose corny retro Bruno. I saw the same backlash happen to Will Smith, and Will did a lot more to earn it, but come on, are you gonna act like you don't go nah 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 when Getting Jiggy With It comes on? Spare me. I was never too cool for Will Smith, and I'm not too cool for Bruno Mars either. Bruno Mars forever. Number 9. Okay, my bad. This should have been on last year's list.
I got no rules, I count 'em.
I guess I just didn't appreciate it in its time. But it definitely didn't really catch fire until 2018, so thankfully, it feels more appropriate to put it on this year's list. And let me say, Dua Lipa was a breath of fresh air all of 2018. I'm not sure if she's an actual personality who will become a big-name star, but even if she's just another pretty face who sings pretty tunes, the fact is all the tunes so far have been really good, which is an excellent sign. Good God, that drum roll. And I just like the concept. So she's got this on-again, off-again guy she can't seem to get past, a dead-end relationship that refuses to end. How do you solve it? Well, she's got new rules. And not like Bill Maher's new rules. Because there's nothing in there about being a total douchebag or making really punchable facial expressions. No, Dua Lipa's rules are pretty sensible.
1, don't pick up the phone.
1, don't pick up the phone. 2, just want to be with you. 3, make her open the box. 4, nothing wrong with me! Okay, I've gotten a little lost here. But my point is that this whole counting down thing is a real classic song structure. So in its own way, this is as retro as Bruno.
If you're under him, you ain't getting over him.
And the lines are all clever and they're all good advice. Don't talk to him, don't be friends with him, don't fuck him. Honestly, these are all kind of the same rule.
Practice makes perfect. I'm still trying to learn it by heart.
But I get it. Sometimes you need to express it in every single way you can, because everyone's always looking for a loophole. Yeah, I definitely should have been kinder to this song the year before. So, I got new rules. Try and recognize a really good song the first time you hear it. Yeah, practice makes perfect. Number 8. Am I the only one a little suspicious of all the hype Astroworld got? Astroworld is the album by Travis Scott. He dropped it in August to widespread acclaim from fans and critics alike, and I don't know. I mean, it does sound great, and it has a lot of creative energy, but I don't know, I'm not entirely on board with all the acclaim. I mean, it's not like it's super groundbreaking with anything it really says or anything it...
Gone on you with the pick and roll. Younger flame, he in sicko mode.
Actually, hold on a second.
Made this here with all the ice on in the booth. At the gate outside, when they pull up, they give me loose.
Well, shit. Fine, you got me. But I'm still not fully with this. For one, I think Travis Scott is 100% the least interesting part of his own music. Even all those rave reviews seem to praise Travis not as a real artist, but more as an organizer and curator of more interesting collaborators. Even Travis himself seems to think of himself that way.
Who put this shit together? I'm the glue. Someone said.
I saw a couple of those rave reviews straight up compare him to DJ Khalid, which, Jesus Christ, let's not go that far. Travis Scott knows more than 7 words. But at the same time, Travis doesn't leave a huge impression. If I heard a new song from him, I wouldn't recognize him. I don't have much of a sense of who he is, except that he really seems to like Jamba Juice.
The Jamba Juice, yeah. SB mixes pop like Jamba Juice.
But then I realized, if he's supposedly such a boring rapper, why do I know every line?
Stacey Dash, most of these girls ain't got a clue.
But Stacey Dash thinks that's a shout out, not an insult. I mean, you just gotta respect the energy and the audacity of it. It's this genuinely weird song with 3 different sections and no real hook, and it conquered the world. Every line hits, even the Drake parts, and I did not want to say that because I am just done with Drake.
Lost my respect. You not a threat.
Drake did not have a great record for threat assessment this year. But even here, I can't help but feel it.
I did half a Zan, 13 hours till I land. Had me out like a light,
Like a light,
like a light, like.
God damn it, Drake, you got me again. How does he make taking a nap sound cool? How the fuck do you keep getting away with this? I have so much Drake fatigue, I shouldn't have to listen to him for another 5 years at least. You get one, Drake. Just the one. But honestly, it's the Ray Shremmerd hook that got me.
someone said.
I am all the way around on Ray Shremmerd, by the way. They're the best hook artists in hip-hop. And they get just 2 words.
Someone said. Shorty face.
And it doesn't seem to have anything to do with anything. Who said? What'd they say? Maybe that's what someone said. Or maybe they said something else entirely. Because this song doesn't need the parts to connect. I mean, hip-hop has always jumped from one topic to the other with no need to stay on track, so why not just go completely avant-garde? It's the prog rock trap song I didn't know we needed. I admire the hell out of it, but more importantly, I just like it. I mean, who could deny it? 3 parts! Number 7. Every now and then there's that one song that seems to exist just to fill airtime, like nothing wrong with it, but no one seems to care about it all that much except for me. Well, this is it. This is my song.
So baby, tell me why you don't lie. Waste the day and spend the night.
Like, I feel like I'm fighting uphill trying to hype a song that won't mean much to anybody else, but I really liked it. And in fact, I like Khalid a lot also. I realize that he's kind of the Muppet Babies version of Frank Ocean, but he's worth checking out regardless. He reminds me a little of Lorde in that he seems wise beyond his years despite all his stuff being about being a teenager. This is the most downbeat of his hits, and even though it was in fact a top 10 hit, it seemed kind of lost in the shuffle to me.
Sorry if it's hard to catch my vibe.
Well, I caught it, Khalid. Like, I connect with this song a lot personally. I just relate to it.
It's hard for me to open up, I'll admit it.
Khalid talks about being on his own vibe, not opening up, and I get that. It's hard to get to know me too. Yeah, I know, shocking. Mr. Literally Shrouded in Darkness is private and reserved in real life, believe it or not. So I really connected this song. Honestly, it gave me hope. Sure, it's hard for me to get to know people, but maybe I too can connect with a Fifth Harmony member.
I've been so into your mystery.
For what it's worth, I'm still not impressed with any member of Fifth Harmony. Normani is credited as co-writer on this, so maybe she's responsible for more of this than I realized. But even if she is, the mood definitely belongs to Khalid.
Can't say I don't want it, cause I know I don't.
Like, I don't think Fifth Harmony's all sexy, all the time strategy makes her very equipped for this slow song. Like, even in the video, she's working it so hard, and like, that's not really what the song's going for. I actually don't think the song is about sex. I think they're just talking.
You got some shit to say and I'm in listen.
Talking can be sexy, and when they sing together, they just sound great. They play off each other really well, so, you know, who knows? Maybe they did catch each other's vibe. Number 6.
Bitch, I'm a cow. Bitch, I'm a cow. I'm not a cat.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's just, I put 2 slow jams in a row, so I wanted to break it up a little. Anyway, here's the real one.
Listen to my heart go bottom, boot up, dee-dee-da-do, boot up, and my heart go bottom, boot up.
Ah, yes. Boot Up by Ella May. The hit so nice, she made it twice.
My bad for tripping on you.
Seriously, they're the same song. I don't know if Ella May has another trick up her sleeve. She could become one of those UK acts who cross over for like a tiny space of time, like Estelle or LaRue. I hope not. I loved this song right away. And in fact, this was the first song of the year that I knew immediately was going to be on the list. But it's also the song I want to think about the least.
Head over heels in love.
A lot of these songs make me put on my critic hat and start writing. Boot Up was just this 80s quiet storm love jam that I didn't want to analyze at all. I just wanted to enjoy it. It's the kind of good song that shuts everyone up. Classic R&B doesn't really have hits anymore. If it doesn't have those, dark trap beats, no one cares. And yet this was instantly one of the biggest hits of the year.
Boot up, boot up, boot up, boot up.
That said, I suspect the title Boot Up is going to be dated like almost immediately. And it's not just the title that's 2018. She also uses the phrase in my feelings a lot.
Feelings, so deep in my feelings.
Which is great because we sure needed a song about being in my feelings. A good one at least. But if anyone's still saying Boot Up 2 years from now, I think you can count this song as the reason. It's just perfect. And in fact, Ella May has that perfect smoky voice that would have worked really well on Love Lies. As much as I complained about pop music this year, it couldn't have been that bad. It had this amazing song, and there were 5 other hits that I liked better than it. That's just astonishing to me. What a great goddamn song. And what are the 5 songs better than this? Well, this video is running long, so tune in next time.